there we go. Yeah. What do I farm for? What do I farm for?
Today will be a fine day.
I'll level up Camelia's weapon. Never mind, I didn't even have to. Two holograms, level 6 all done. Nice start. Huge ER increase.
And today will be a fine day.
Ugh. Oh, I need to farm Moonlit. I'm stupid. I need to farm Moonlit for Peeb. Yeah, the holograms can get crazy at times. Moonlit, Moonlit, Moonlit. Man, I wish I had a Geon for this. Hello, Grace. Fuck, I should have ate something before I stream. I mean, it's only a 1 hour stream, it doesn't matter. Oh, nice. I'm already doing way more damage. Can't wait to get the characters to 90. I feel like I can hit like 200k with that. Yeah, I do have enough. Hello, what's up, Ryan? Any leaks? No. No leaks. The only thing I've seen when I woke up was another Zany calc video by another creator who agrees with me. Thank God. I was waiting for this creator to make a guide because someone in my stream told me to wait for his video. And he finally has a Zany video out with spreadsheets. And he also has Zany as 15 to 20% stronger. Wuwa leak's been dry lately because they refuse to ease up on Cartia. Yeah. Cartia is just like locked in a dungeon at this point. Like she's never getting out. Like, how do you leak a 2.5 character before you leak the 2.41? Like, it's insane, man. Which CC as invasions? Actually, let me shout him out in the chat. I don't want to make a video because I don't want, like, you know, those drama people who watch me from St. Taz. That's his name. So he also has Zany Phoebe as 15 to 20% stronger, but he recognizes that the rotation is a lot more difficult. So he says for most people, it's only going to be like 5 to 10% better than like a Carlotta team, because most people aren't going to be able to do the most optimal rotation. But if you do the most optimal one, it's 15 to 20. Beta not start yet? No. Also, something interesting I saw was Zany's signature weapon. Like, you guys know that 23% number that I gave for Zany's signature weapon? It's a lot worse if you don't have Phoebe, apparently. Like, if you don't use Phoebe, the signature weapon is an even bigger increase. Like 30 to 40% over Abyss Surges. Which is fucking nasty. Like, that is fucking nasty. Oh, really, Ryan? Nice, yeah. But yeah, apparently the signature weapon jump is absolutely nasty if you don't have Phoebe. Like, it's 30 to 40% instead of 23 over Surges. From personal experience, Zany didn't feel crazy stronger than Carlotta. I mean, that's what I just said. Like, if you can't do the sweatiest rotation, as an invasion said, it's around 5 to 10% better than any other team in the game. So it's not really anything noticeable, and it doesn't really matter because there's no HP inflation right now. But if you do know how to do the sweatiest rotation possible, it's just the strongest team in the game by 15 to 20%. Most people can't do it. I fully recognize that, but it exists. Who wins 100 men or one gorilla? I was humbled. It's 100 men. I had the opinion of one gorilla yesterday, but I saw more videos on the topic, so I'm now a little more educated. I think the 100 humans would win.
At your disposal.
No, Leo. There's no issue with power creep if there's no HP inflation to match it. It's only once HP inflation goes up to match power creep that it becomes an issue.
A little.
Thank you, Persistent. Yeah, the signature seems to be really fucking broken. Like a lot more broken than I originally thought. But I'm not gonna make a video on it. I'm not I'm not gonna make a video on it. Despite there being so many people with the same calcs that agree with me. Because I know it's just gonna be a dumpster fire.
What are you yearning for?
Will you oil up for fade on strip marketing? No. Anyone who watches me will know the truth. Anyone who doesn't watch me will not know the truth, but it's fine. Yeah.
Wind against my vines.
Hello, Hirokomata. Wuwa feels a tad dry. This event fucking sucks, man. Like, this event is so insanely repetitive. I can't make myself get through it, man. I'm on like floor 8 only. It's just the same thing over and over. Yeah. I want to learn how to do that Zany Phoebe shit though. Like I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how long it'll take me when I eventually like finish doing UL and all that. But I want to learn the optimal Zany Phoebe rotation so I can like shit on everything.
Awfully smart, all my prey.
The only thing keeping me interested in Wuwa right now is Cartethia. I mean, I like the game. The exploration has me burnt out, as I said in yesterday's video, and that's why I'm gonna make a incredibly short stream here. But I am mostly just looking forward to the future characters and learning how to play Zany Phoebe. Yeah, the exploration is really bad in Huanglong. Like it's not only like a movement thing with the flight, but like in Huanglong, like you can't click on any of these. Like you can't be guided. You know what I'm saying? You go to Renacida, you can be guided for almost everything here. You can just track it all. Like even outside of just, you know, the exploration, it would be nice if they just did this. Yeah.
Wind against my vines.
It doesn't track every single chest, by the way. No, I know, but it tracks most of them. Like I've done most of those chest thingies, and when I drop a loot mapper on some place, I'm only missing like 1 to 2 chests on the loot mapper. Like it gets most of it done, which is just nice. Like it's a lot more annoying, or Huang Long is a lot more annoying, because you have to go on a website to see where all the chests actually are if you're not using a loot mapper, and then you have to check every single spot, even if you've already gotten those chests.
Wind against my vines.
You have cold now? No. Oh, revered capybara. Will thou pull for Phanon using my account? Are you asking me to pull for your on your account? I don't think I do account pulls. Maybe, but yeah. Like that's why I haven't even really bothered. Yes, if you don't mind, I'll think about it when we get that far. Phanon's still a bit away. Hello, silly. Yeah, my HSR luck is absolutely abysmal. But if you really want to, I'll think about it. I like how dead I sound. Uh, I'm just happy. Because I can finally, I can keep saying the 15 to 20% shit. Boom. Azor Promilia. We'll see how that game does. The graphics looked absolutely amazing. But the combat, if I remember correctly, looked a little stiff. Not sure if they've worked on it since then. And we'll see how the banner rates go. Please, a Thera restart. Come save the gotcha space. Okay, let me shout out this guy real quick. Like he's way bigger than me, and this is on a stream, but I think it's worth shouting him out for. So this is the guy that made the Zany guide 8 hours ago. He apparently it took him 50 hours. He said 50 hours in his video to do this entire guide, like get the calcs down, like do everything. So if you want to go subscribe to him and go support him for it, he's right here. As Invasions 2. His main one is Warframe, I believe. Like he's huge on his main channel. It's Warframe. But this is the one where he does like a lot of Wuwa. Sadly, he's gonna be rated by the Saint iPad kids and disliked to hell. He's not. I don't think his video is gonna get enough traction for it. Like, unless someone purposely brings him up in a video, I don't see the Saint like. You know what I'm saying? Like I still have people under my videos comment sections. I see it in my notifications saying that I'm lying about the power creep because of Saint's video. Like I'm gonna be honest. I absolutely despise. Like, this, it all leads back to my crash out video talking about people letting big CCs think and have opinions for them without understanding anything that's going on. Like, I've been saying for days now, even after Maggie's calcs got debunked or whatever, there's like the entirety of the CN side is also saying Zany is 15 to 20% stronger. Like, it's not only Maggie. There's also ChemX32, other calcs, and now there's even another content creator who once again put 50 hours into it, saying the same thing. Like, I don't know why people listen to Saint Tonetaz. Yeah, he's gonna be fine probably.
Wind against my vines. The lovely smell of
I told you last stream he'd decide for me. My gut was right. Yeah. I've never even watched him before, by the way, so I don't have any bias towards this guy. I didn't know who he was till I was told in chat in a stream like 1 or 2 days ago. I waited for his video to come out because I was interested. And, it is what it is. So I will be continuing when I make my videos on Cartethia or whatever. I will be continuing to mention that Zany Phoebe is power creep because they just are. No, yeah, Chad, it's terrible. It's like, here's the thing, right? Admitting you're like saying Wuwa has power creep is currently a non-issue. Like, it doesn't hurt your game at all if you admit to it because there isn't any HP inflation right now. So Wuwa is perfectly fine since it's not like older units are struggling to clear more because there isn't much HP inflation. It's only when there's MOC HP inflation plus power creep that it's an issue, right? Now, my worries that I mentioned in like a lot of my videos is not Zany Phoebe. Like, I mentioned the Zany Phoebe power creep because the Sentinel Resonator is after her, meaning she's likely not even going to be the strongest for one patch, right? So what I'm worried about isn't the Zany Phoebe power creep. I couldn't give less of a shit about it. I'm worried about the Zany Phoebe power creep, and then right after Sentinel Resonator being even stronger than Zany Phoebe by another 15 to 20%. And now, all of a sudden, there's a 30 to 40% power gap between the strongest team in the game versus the, you know, third strongest team and every other team in the game. If St. Tonetaz thinks that Maggie is wrong, why doesn't he prove her wrong by making his own calc? Should be easy. I don't think he knows how to, or at least he doesn't want to. I'm not sure. But, I mean, it is what it is, man. I've already said it before, but for some reason, feels crafting always wins in this space. Feels crafting, just for some reason, always wins. Like, I saw so much propaganda about, Spectro Rover is still near the level of Phoebe for Zany, when that just isn't the case, right? I 100% have been on the side that you can clear anything with Spectro Rover, and that Zany plus Spectro Rover is still strong, but Phoebe still stands as a massive increase to the team. Signature weapon, we now know, is okay, I'm undermining it. So as in Invasions, says that Zany's signature weapon, if you aren't using Phoebe, is around a 40% overall damage increase compared to Surge's. Do you understand how bad that is? There isn't a single light cone in HSR that makes that much of a difference. What was Maggie proven wrong about? She had a gameplay vid showing it, so what changed? So Maggie got proven wrong about the resonance liberation that Zany does. So Maggie in her calc, I believe, had it at 8.6 seconds for the most optimal rotation. But when she did the gameplay vid, I think it took her like 11 or 12 seconds for Zany's liberation rotation. So if you increase the resonance liberation time by that much, then the power creep goes down. Keep in mind, still the strongest team in the game, even with that unoptimized rotation that Maggie did, but it isn't like 15%. But here's the thing, right? Here's the magic about Zany and Phoebe. They haven't even been out for a week, right? So people are continuing to make more and more optimal rotations. And we're now at the point where there are gameplay videos of people doing Zany's resonance liberation rotation in 8 to 9 seconds. And now, basically everyone who does calcs, and I mean almost everyone, agrees with Maggie's calcs. They might not agree with the rotation, but they agree with the calcs. For the average player, Zany Phoebe isn't going to be 15 to 20% stronger because they can't do the sweatiest rotation. So it's only around 5 to 10%. If you can do the sweatiest rotation, though, it's 15 to 20%. Yeah, Vi. Yeah, I know. But he put the practical one down just for people who can't do the sweatiest of sweatiest rotations. I already said it that most people would still rather play Carlotta because Carlotta is so much fucking easier, like to do rotations with than Zany P bar.
Wind against my vines.
I mean, it's favoritism, Chad. It is straight up favoritism. It's the funniest shit ever. To defend Phoebe being that much stronger with Zany, people tell you to learn Quick Swap Rover and play it as optimally as possible, and then it's so called close to Phoebe. But if you start doing tech with Phoebe, oh, it's unrealistic. Oh, most people can't do this, right? So it's just it's an argument used by people who want to defend the game, basically. And then the second you use a sweaty rotation with Phoebe on the team, it's like, oh, this is unrealistic. There's no power creep. Barely anyone can do this, so it doesn't matter. No, exactly, Yaimiko. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, that's what I was trying to get across in my crash out video. Like, if you notice in my crash out video, if anyone watched it, assuming a lot of people did, right? I mentioned the Zany P power creep, and then right after I say Cartethia is in the next patch. Because the Zany P power creep just isn't that big of an issue. It's Cartethia. If you get a 15 to 20% power creep before the Sentinel Resonator drop with a better best in slot team, being Chakona and Arrow Rover, what do you think is going to happen? Like, respectfully, neutrally, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to be stronger, right? It's going to be even stronger than the Zany Phoebe team. By how much, we don't know, right? I'm not going to say for sure that it's going to be by like a large margin. If I had to personally guess, I'm going 20%. I'm going to say that Cartethia in her best in slot team versus Zany Phoebe will be 20% stronger. But that's just my own opinion. Like, there's nothing for, to really be influenced here outside of Cartethia being a Sentinel Resonator and having a better best in slot team. Cartethia can also have an easier rotation. She probably will too. Because according to the leakers, Cartethia is already strong solo. Like, unlike Zany, who without Phoebe is on the lower end of most limited DPSs in their best in slot teams. What's it called? Cartethia can apparently have flexibility and be able to solo without much issue. So if they're saying that, yet they criticize Zany for being like pretty Phoebe needy, then it likely means Cartethia is just going to be strong as shit by herself, even outside of her best in slot team. It's going to make the Gion team look like a joke? I mean, probably, yeah. Once again, I don't think power creep is really an issue if the HP inflation doesn't go up. But there's almost a nigh 0% chance they don't increase the HP inflation after releasing double power creep 2 patches in a row. Like, there's almost like a 0% chance. No, we don't know anything about male characters on the horizon. Spectral Frazzle and Arrow Erosion was a mistake. I'm 100% on that. And we're getting 4 more. we're getting 4 more still, so. But yeah. The reason I say that the reason I say Cartethia has a better best in slot team is because Chakona inflicts Spectral Frazzle and Arrow Erosion. And Arrow Rover can convert Spectral Frazzle into even more Arrow Erosion, while also doing like a little bit of damage and a little bit of healing. Plus, the weapon that Arrow Rover has can give arrow damage bonus to nearby resonators. So, it's just a better team. Not to mention, Arrow Rover will obviously get replaced by a limited at some point. It's inevitable.
Well, please don't disappoint me.
So it stacks. If there's 10 arrow over, can make it 20 arrow stacks. Theoretically, yes, but I'm not sure if arrow erosion stacks can even go that high. But theoretically, yes. We'll see how Cartethia's kit works, but yeah. If Chakona applies like a shit ton of Spectral Frazzle, Arrow Rover can just convert it into even more arrow erosion. So this is why people... Okay, it is a bit cope, right? It is a bit cope. But there's been a few people who have been saying that they'll use Phoebe, who didn't pull for Zany. They'll use Phoebe with Cartethia. Because here's another problem, right? Here's another problem with these fucking, dot teams. There are only
Pinned against my
two
vines.
debuffers or negative status effect characters you can use in the entirety of the game. Okay? The entirety of it for Cartethia, which is Spectro Rover and Phoebe. These are the only two you'll be able to use for being able to use, like, if you have Phoebe, you can turn Arrow Rover, you can use Arrow Rover to convert Phoebe Spectral Frazzle into Arrow Erosion. But you're obviously not getting any damage buffs or anything like that, right? And you could use, actually no, you can't even use Spectro. Isn't, I think Artethia is worse. There's no one that can inflict arrow erosion, except maybe herself when she comes out, and Chakona. Like, you need Arrow Rover to convert Spectro Frazzle. Just Chakona, yeah. So you need Chakona or Phoebe for Cartethia pretty badly, it seems. I mean, maybe Phoebe won't be worth it though. Like, over an actual buffer, I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but those are the only two characters who will be able to make arrow erosion for Cartethia in the game.
A little treat.
Yeah, like, it's sad, man. I said it once before. This reminds me of a lot of, like, Spectro Rover is like using Pela on Acheron, and Phoebe is like using Zhao Q on Acheron. Like, not only does the rotation become a lot easier, but you just overall become stronger. I don't know when we're gonna get Cartethia leaks, man. They have that shit on lockdown. It's crazy. Like, I'm getting Caster's vibes. Where, like, in HSR, we usually get kit leaks for characters like weeks before they are officially release. But Casterus didn't get any fucking leaks because the leakers were too scared to leak her. Like, it feels the exact same way here. And I'm new to the Wuwa leak space, so I can't really speak on it. Nice tomato. I mean, you could try your best, but yeah. I really like Cartethia. Yeah, pulling Chakona is the worst part about all this. Like, at least Phoebe, I love Phoebe. Like, Phoebe is one of my favorite characters in this game. So, I didn't have too much of an issue pulling for her for Zany. But Chakona, I don't care for at all. Like, I legit just don't care for Chakona. But I know she's gonna be the Phoebe to fucking, like, in terms of amping Cartethia's damage.
The divinity
Like,
may
it's
foresee the
literally
future.
just the same
I
thing.
doubt they can predict which. The divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they
Actually,
can
what are her
predict which side
sequences?
will play tomorrow.
Oh, S1 grants immunity for a lot of characters. 40% arrow damage. Ignore 45% of target defense. Blah, 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 blah. Arrow erosion damage dealt to targets near the active resonator is amplified by 100% for 30 seconds. Perform up to 4 consecutive attacks. Inflicts 1 stack of arrow erosion upon the target hit. Ensemble Sylph is generated. When Chakona or Ensemble Sylph performs solo concert, they give 24% arrow damage bonus to all nearby resonators in the team. Up to 2 ensemble sylphs may exist simultaneously. So does that mean you can get 48 from this? Ensemble sylph generated will finish the attack for Chakona entered solo concert. If Chakona solo concert is interrupted, ensemble sylphs generated will continue the solo concert for Chakona. Aside from the 2 situations mentioned above, ensemble sylphs generated by resonant skill will finish Chakona's current attack without entering solo concert. Heavy attack just deals arrow damage. Arrow damage. Yep. Resonant skill, move a certain distance, dealing arrow damage, inflict 1 stack of arrow erosion. Press normal attack at time to cast. Basic attack stage 2. When Chakona interrupts basic attack, heavy attack, mid-air attack, or solo concert with resonant skill, an ensemble sylph is generated. Chakona's resonant skill can be casted mid-air. When there are 3 segments, a musical heavy attack is replaced with consume all music essence to shoot downbeat notes forward to deal arrow damage, pulling in the nearby targets and inflicting 1 stack of arrow erosion on the target hit. When the sound wave overlaps, a yell blinds to generate. It recovers a certain amount of concerto energy. Switching to another resonator doesn't end recital but automatically generates. Chakona is immune to interruptions. Takes 50% less damage. Exit recital by pressing Resonance Liberation again or switching Chakona back to the field. Ensemble sylphs cannot directly grant arrow damage bonus provided by solo concert. Oh, so it sounds like it does stack. It sounds like it does stack. Because it says sylphs and not just sylph. So the arrow damage bonus sounds like it stacks from over here. Deal arrow damage to nearby targets and inflict a stack of arrow erosion on targets hit. Yellow tonic. Deal arrow damage to nearby targets and inflict a stack of spectral frazzle on targets hit. So this is where Arrow Rover could be able to convert the spectral frazzle to arrow erosion. And then intro skill just inflicts a stack of arrow erosion real quick. So every single piece of her kit inflicts arrow erosion or spectral frazzle. And then this outro skill is a 100% amp. Her weapon, by the way, puts minus 10% arrow res down on enemies inflicted with arrow erosion for 30 seconds. 20 or 30. So that's like that's a decent damage increase for the entire team as well. Her signature is busted. Hello, Jagoba. Oh yeah, I know, yeah, Miko. Thank God understanding kits in this game is so easy compared to HSR. And like team synergies and shit. Everything's a lot more straightforward. I don't have to be like as intelligible about the game to like see how strong a character is. She can also run Static Mist for a 10% attack boost on the next Resonator even if you don't have her Sig. I mean, that's true, yeah. But I think her Sig is just so much better. Like a 10% attack boost versus 10% arrow res down. And it's for the entire team, so it also like works for Arrow Rover and herself. But I do think you could probably just use static mist without much of an issue. I do think DPSs usually are in more need of their SIG. So if you have to decide between Chakonas or Cartathias, it'll probably be Cartathias. Yeah, HSR kits are fucking long, man. Like, some of them are insanely long. With, like, all the traces and all that shit. And the explanations for every single fucking ascension trace or whatever. It's so bad. I don't think this game will add global passives. Like, if I don't know about PGR, if it's not in PGR, it's probably not gonna be in this game. And I don't think they'd add it with Cartathia. I think Saint Tontaz would call out a global passive. I don't see any way he wouldn't. Like, there's no way. Like, despite Saint Tontaz protecting Wuwa as much as he can, I don't think there's any way where you can twist a global passive, like, being a good or fine thing. Like, he might use the same excuse that a lot of people use in HSR, which is that the current caster's global passive is ass, which is true. It is ass. But then again, like, HSR got shit on so much by big CCs about the global passive shit because of what could happen and not what has happened. So, if they went back on their word again and then just, took it lightly on Wuwa, like, it would be pretty bad. I don't know about Saint because I haven't watched enough of Saint. I don't think Tectone would defend a global passive. I truly don't. I don't think Tectone would defend the global passive at all if Wuwa did it. I could be wrong, but like I don't think Tectone is like that far gone. Like, I genuinely just think Wuwa is his favorite game, so he has just a little bit of bias towards it. But like, that's it. I think if he saw a global passive, he'd instantly wake up and be like, "Wait, like, what the fuck is this game doing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? What's your opinion on corn dogs? I haven't had a corn dog in a long fucking time. That just took me back. I forgot corn dogs even existed. I don't think they're that bad, but they're also like not anything good. Like, they're kind of mid, to be honest. Ugh. Saint Tontaz defended the Gilded Nightmarket, even though it's the same as the HSR spending event. I mean, here's the thing, right? Even if Saint Tontaz defends, like, if he were to defend something on the level of a global passive, like, I think most of the community would be able to recognize that he's just on some bullshit, right? Like, I think most of the big CCs would for sure hate on the global passive. And for that reason, a lot of people would start to kind of wake up and start being able to form their own opinions instead of just listening to what someone says because they're big enough and letting that opinion exist for them. Like, that is the biggest problem with CCs as big as Saint Tontes. People just watch their content, don't know how to form any opinion by themselves, and then they move on to shit on like the same thing that the creator shits on. It's almost like a symbiote. It's kind of like a symbiote. Like Saint Tontas just went through that entire drama. He put Zany 15% power creep on the thumbnail of the video where he made about my video because no, there is no power creep. Maggie's wrong. And now she's right. Right? Her rotation specifically might be wrong, but CN calcs, as invasion calcs, ChemX32 calcs, everyone who does calcs has the exact same, finalized like thing as Maggie, which is 15 to 20% power creep. Most people are only going to be able to perform a rotation that is 5 to 10% better than other teams. But it is there. It is possible for the, one of one fucking CN sweats. Yeah, I think Saint, if he defended the Gilded Nightmarket, I think no offense, that's retarded. I think that opinion might be worse than the Zany Phoebe one. Because you need to pull, I already did the math on this. You need to pull at minimum 80 times. Okay? It's not like you do a 10 pull, you only do a 20 pull, and you're done with. You need to pull 80 times to get all of the limited wishes on the Gilded Nightmarket. Like, I'll show you guys right here. You go to the Gilded Nightmarket. Keep in mind, the Gilded Nightmarket goes into 2.4, but you can't obtain tokens after the patch is over. So, you can currently get 900 tokens from all this. Even if they do add an event later on that is added to this activity thing, it'll probably only add a few more tokens. Maybe you'll be able to get 5 pulls. But right now, you can only get 900 tokens from this thing, right? You need to pull 20 times, right? So you need 2,200 tokens to unlock all the limited pulls, right? So this is minus 400 from the 1,200 difference. So that puts you at 800, right? This is also 400. So that puts you down to, 1,300. So that puts you down from 900 then to 500. So you currently need 500 more tokens. But all of a sudden, it jumps up, right? You need to pull 40 times on the weapon. But wait, you're 100 off. You're 100 off. So then you need to pull even more. 20 more times on the Resonator Convene. You need to pull 80 fucking times to unlock all the limited pulls in this night market. Yeah, only limited, by the way. Only limited. Standard banner pulls do not count towards this fucking night market. Like, you need to keep in mind, people are literally using this Gilded Nightmarket's polls to inflate the anniversary patch's rewards. Because the anniversary patch is 118, including these pulls, right? If you don't pull at all, you're missing out on 8 pulls. And if you don't pull a lot, but you pull a little, you're still missing out on 5. Like, the pulls per patch for this patch, if you don't pull, goes down to 110. The average pulls per patch in this game is 105, by the way. Standard counts? Let me see something. Do I have... You know what? For science, I'm going to use a poll on the standard banner. Just for science. So, I'm at 100 resonator convene. It's fine. It's only one poll. I don't really care if it doesn't count. So it's at 100. It didn't count. What tomato? Try again. This time it will count. No, I know it didn't count, guys. But I just wanted to, like, show it myself. Like, to make 100% sure. Like, it's only one poll. I don't care about one poll. I don't even have a Varina. So that one poll is going to get me a Varina. Why you have a level 80 Camellia? Because I'm only UL 53. I don't think I can level up my Camellia anymore. Yeah. I need to get to like UL 60, I think, to be able to start leveling my characters to 90. People in the same comment section calling you a Hoyo shill. It doesn't matter, man. Like, it's so cringe, man. I love being called a Hoyo shill. It's hilarious, bro. It's low-key hilarious after all the videos I've made on HSR, like in the last half year that I've been maining it. It is so fucking funny to be called a Hoyo shill of all things. Talk more about leaks in your videos and those CCs will react to you less. I might make a video talking about the Zany Phoebe power creep and the calcs for it, but I'll wait for Cartia leaks to actually mention it. And I'll mention the Cartia leaks in the video so that they don't react to it, probably. Like, I'd probably do something like that so that I can finally, like, just not have to deal with that bullshit. Because I'm so sick of misinformation. Like, I know I shouldn't care, but, like, you guys don't understand. I absolutely despise misinformation, especially when it's from big-ass CCs like this, who have massive egos and go out of their way to try their hardest for them to be right. And it leads to people being fucking brainwashed. Like, everybody watched Saint Tontaz's video and now believes that Zany isn't any better than any other team in the game. Like, just complete misinformation. 100 men. Saint even shit out the HSR fake collab, saying Archer's a free unit and he must be a shit unit. Saint Taz doesn't have any idea of what he's talking about. He may have a semblance of a clue on Wuwa because of how much he's played it, but he should just not be talking on HSR. Because Ratio was free. When Ratio released, he was one of the strongest DPSs in the game. And when Robin released, he was the second strongest DPS team in the entirety of the game. Like, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know why people even listen to him when it comes to HSR. I've already seen a video of him being clowned on ZZZ. Like, his HSR tastes are just as bad. Clearing TOA with Don Jin does not mean power creep doesn't exist. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Power creep doesn't mean that older characters can't clear. In HSR, you can max star pure fiction with only 4 stars. In the big 3.2, you can still max clear with only 4 stars. Power creep just means that there is a new team, a new and better team that is a noticeably, not much, but it is noticeably stronger than any other team in the game. That is what power creep means. It's not necessarily bad. If there isn't HP inflation to match it, it doesn't really matter if there's power creep. But the reason and the point I brought up a lot is Zany P power creep isn't that big of a deal at all, right? The problem is Zany and Peeb is power creep, and they're right before the Sentinel Resonator with a better best in slot team, and the Sentinel Resonator is probably just going to be in general stronger at base than Zany is. That's the actual problem. So you go from, it's only a 15 to 20% power creep over other teams in the most optimal rotation possible, to 15 to 20% power creep by Zany and Peeb, and then 15 to 20% power creep by Cartia. And now there is this massive fucking gap for Cartia's team versus any other team not named Zany Peeb. Like, there will be a 30 to 40% gap between the performance of the two. Yeah, like, Seal still gets 0 cycles. People are still clearing with 4 stars in pure fiction. Like, you never use that as the baseline. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's that as well, Draco, yeah. Like, it's going to get to the point where, in this game, right? In this game for a long time, the, the opinion I think most people have is even if a character is stronger than an older one, it's not by a very large amount. So you can usually just, go for the older character. And it's not like you're going to have to invest anything much more to make them perform in clear endgame. But if they continue the power creep, it's going to get to the same point HSR is at right now, which is that older characters need significantly more investment to keep up with the newer ones, right? Like, a newer character with 1 or 2 cost might outperform your older character who is on 4 to 5 cost. I mean, that's just your own issue, Sashi. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if your Gion team is clearing similar to your Zany Phoebe team, it's probably just your own skill issue. Like, I'm not going to take your personal experience that seriously when over 5 people who are reliable and all do calcs for, like, content all agree with each other and all have Zany Phoebe at 20%, 15 to 20% better than any other team. Most people, which is this is probably what applies to you, most people who can't do the rotation correctly only get around 5 to 10% stronger than other teams. So that might be why. But if you know how to do the rotation, it's a 15 to 20%. I mean, we'll see, Miko. I'm currently waiting for the Cartia leaks. Bye, Christian. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. I wish you luck on your finals tomorrow. Yeah, 600% is a massive stretch. Oh, wow, that sucks to hear, Christian. I wish you luck. But yeah, I probably will make a video where I talk about the Zany P power creep again, but it will be if I can, like, Cartia leaks come out and I can go more in depth on it more. In that video, I'll probably talk more about Chakona because I haven't really made a video on Chakona going over her kit or anything. So I'll include Chakona, Cartia leaks, plus my thoughts on Zany P, plus other stuff. That way I don't get reacted to and I don't have to deal with the bullshit of saying Tonetaz field crafting more. Chakona looks bad. I read her kit. Chakona is generally bad, but specifically for Cartia, she should be basically the Phoebe equivalent. She was clearing in 1 cycle when my Jingliu was clearing in 6 cycles at best. There was probably an MOC buff benefiting her. And in HSR, it's okay. I've said this a lot before. The difference between like a 0 cycle or a 2 cycle is incredibly close. Like, for example, you can do a 2 cycle, 1 cycle each side, but it's literally by a single action. Like, you're so close to getting a 0 cycle that a single action can make the difference between saving a cycle on both sides. So, more cycle clearage doesn't mean that that character is that much stronger. It just means that over time, like them being 30, 40, 50% weaker is going to lead to more and more cycles stacking up. Acheron got a shit ton of shilling back then. And Acheron was the first like introduction of signature Lycone being just massively better than any other option. Like it's current it was like Wuwa levels. Like Jing Liu is clearing MOC to this day,
Against my
albeit with a best in slot team, but she's also receiving buffs, so she'll probably get significantly better after the buffs anyways. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Jing Liu is some hot ass right now. Like she is some hot ass. Like even outside of her base investment, her Eidolon investment is already fucking dog shit. But like I have confidence he'll make Jing Liu like pretty decently good, if I had to guess. Yeah, apparently she might be going full HP scaler. Same with Blade. At worst, she can be a good sub DPS for casters. I mean, maybe. I think my day would still be so much better though, because of his God Slayers, and he doesn't eat up skill points. Kuro Glazers tend to forget that Genshin, for example, has good 4-star weapons and 4-star weapons too. Well, Wuwa has mostly no good 4-star weapon options. Wuwa has decent 4-star options for sub DPSs. Their main DPSs are fucking cooked. But they have Overture, which you can use on like Sanhua, and they also have Variation, which at high rank levels can be better than like Shorekeeper's own signature. But the main DPS or the like DPS thingy is really fucking bad. Like with as an invasions calcs, if you aren't using a Phoebe, right? If you aren't using a Phoebe, Zany Sig jumps up massively. It's a 40% overall damage increase getting Zany's signature if you don't use Phoebe and you're like you still using Spectral Rover. Like that's above Abyss Surges. The 5-star, if you compare it to the 4-star options, it's a 50% signature weapon upgrade. How much increase is it with Peeb though? It's like okay, against 4-star options it's 35%, and against surges it's like 25 to 30%. Without Peeb though, it just fucking skyrockets in value. I don't want to pull Zany Sig. I mean, it's still one of the biggest Sig jumps in the game, even with Peeb, is the thing. It's 23 above Surges. Is Surges the standard one? Yeah. Surges is a standard one. Wrong thing. If the difference between Sig and standard 5 star is 20%, then it's cooked, yeah. Against 4 star options, it's around 35% better. And then what, bro, once again, bro, that no peed calc for the weapon is disgusting. Like, it's an entire fucking 50% better than any 4 star options and 40 above surges. Like, that's just absolutely disgusting. Like, bro, I know, like, man, HSR doesn't have a light cone that bad. Like, HSR doesn't even have a light cone that bad. I know Saint Tota's made a video on me. Even Acheron, yeah, Acheron, like Casterus, like all these people, like, I think the closest you might get in HSR is 40%. Like, probably 40% maybe. And that's it. Like, we've never gone to like a 50% margin or over 40%, I think, for a Lycone. When will a response drop? I'm not dropping a response. There's no point in me responding anymore. Every single person, every single reliable person in the space who does calcs agrees with me. So I don't care. There's no point doing it. I'm assuming it's because of this. Amplify spectrofrazzle damage dealt by 50%. When you're using a P-Blizz Zany, like, you're not getting any spectrofrazzle damage bonus. So with Phoebe, because you're already getting a lot of spectrofrazzle damage bonus, it probably overinflates. It's kind of like HSR. Like, you start overinflating on something, and the difference it makes becomes less and less the more you stack on top, unless it's like defense shred. So because there's basically nothing amplifying spectro damage bonus with no Phoebe and not using Zany's weapon, the weapon probably makes a massive fucking, like, bigger difference than when Phoebe has weapon. Because keep in mind, the 23 signature being 23% better than Surge's is assuming an S0R1 Phoebe. So Phoebe is giving like 100% extra spectrofrazzle damage, and the weapon gives like 30%. So it ends up overinflating a bit. Yeah, right here, 30%. Yeah, it just ends up saturating because Phoebe already gives so much. So if you're using no Phoebe and you pull Zany's weapon, it makes a even more massive difference. It's like 40 to 50%, which is just gross. Or actually, you know what I could do? Instead of having to deal with the bullshit drama, I could talk about the Zany Phoebe stuff and the power creep of it and like the calcs for it, but I could do it. Oh wait, no, never mind, never mind. No, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I thought there might be a way to do it where only people subscribed to me could see it, but I don't think you can do that. I think the only thing similar is like memberships or whatever. But I don't want to charge people for that shit. Yeah, yeah. I'll just have to talk about leaks, and then I'll talk about it.
The lovely smell of all my prey.
Talk about how funny Jufufu is when she spins on her ball. I saw her animation leaks. Like, I randomly saw a post of it. She looks pretty cool. I think with time, people will open up to your point of view. I don't disagree. I have that exact take. I think given time, like, I could not make videos on anything, and my videos would age like fine fucking wine. Like, I know the Zany power creep exists. I've seen calcs from like 5 fucking different people at this point, not including Maggie. I know all the patterns that this game has right now are bad. The signature weapon situation is also just as bad as HSR's already. Like, there's a lot of sides. But people, like, this game has been on a high horse for so fucking long that it, I think most of the community is so defensive over any actual criticism towards this game and calling it out. Like, if I waited a year and then I called out the power creep on this game, I'd probably be right on the money and I wouldn't have to deal with any of this bullshit drama. But it's like, it exists. Like, I'm not gonna lie to people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna engage with any of the videos, even if he makes more videos on me. But I will obviously keep dropping my own graphs, other people's calcs, actual proof, right? Instead of feels crafting, I'll be dropping actual proof of everything I say in my videos. And I'll probably sprinkle in some leaks to hopefully try not get reacted to.
Wind against my vines.
How much better is Zany Phoebe team with their signature weapons than Best Jinshi team with her signature weapon? I'm not sure, actually. I haven't really looked at any like Jinshi calcs like at all, so I'm not sure. All I've seen are Zany Phoebe calcs compared to like usually like Carlotta team calcs. So I haven't really seen Jinshi. Jinshi is equal with Carlotta. Then Zany Phoebe with weapons are probably 20% better. 15 to 20. Same thing as Carlotta then.
Wind against my vines.
That's why I never wanted to go on that shit, Leo. Oh no, I can't show gameplay leaks. Like, that's 100% a no-no. Like, I have to talk about the leaks and maybe like show text. I can't show actual gameplay leaks. Like, I'd instantly get a strike on my channel, probably, from fucking Kuro. I can't show gameplay leaks at all. It's the same for HSR. What if you make a Discord channel? I mean, maybe. I'm too lazy to make a Discord channel alone, not gonna lie. Why don't people who use private servers get strikes? What, on Hoyo? They usually delete their videos. If you look at HOS's channel, like all of the previous leaked videos he had, like they get removed. Like, or he removes them himself. Like all private server people do this. They'll keep up a video for maybe at max a few days, and then they'll delete it so that it can't be tracked back to them and they can't get a strike for it. The bigger the channel, the faster they usually delete it. Because obviously you're like more scared of losing out on it. Considering the jump from Jingyuan to Akron and Ellen Joe to Miyabi, I don't think Zany's that bad. Zany is not the problem. I already said this like 3 or 4 times. Zany's power creep is not the problem. The problem with Zany's power creep is that Cartethia is in the next patch and is a Sentinel Resonator with a better best-in-slot team. So Zany's power creep, you need to keep in mind, right? Zany is 15 to 20% stronger than any other team in the game in the most optimal rotation possible. Most people can only do, not too complicated of a rotation. So in actual game, most people are only going to see a 5 to 10% better increase. But it stands. There's a 15 to 20% increase if you're sweaty enough to do the rotation. Then, the next patch, Cartethia is even on top of that, power creep above Zany Phoebe. So now, there's this massive fucking gap where if your name isn't Zany Phoebe, you're every other team, you are 30 to 40% weaker than a Cartethia team. It only took 2 patches, right? Only 2 patches. And we went from the strongest team being, at the top to 30 to 40% weaker than the strongest team in the game. That's as bad as Acheron. That's as bad as Miyabi. You need to keep in mind, she's also temporarily using Arrow Rover. Like, at some point, she's probably going to get a better, limited sustain, you know? Yeah, like, people keep telling me, like, oh, the leaks aren't out yet. Why are you talking about Cartethia like she's going to be the strongest in the game? Like, do we not remember Jin Shi? Like, Jin Shi is easily the best aging DPS from her time in her patch. Like, she is just the best aging in terms of performance in TOA. Like, do people think Cartethia for some reason is going to be a flop of a Sentinel Resonator? Camellia is better than Jinshi, though. She's older than Jinshi. I'm not saying Jinshi's the best in the game. Camellia is older than Jinshi. I'm saying for when Jinshi released, she was just noticeably better than every other team in the game and has still aged really well. So Camellia released in 1.4. When did Jinshi release? Was it like 1.1? Yeah, it was 1.1. Literally 3 patches apart. Should I get Cartethia's 2 duplicates from the Coral Shop? I'd say wait and see. If I had to guess, Cartethia will probably have the best sequences in the game for a main DPS. Like, Zany already has them. As an invasion, as an invasion's calcs, which is the most recent one, this is why. So, as an invasion is fully aware of the Maggie drama, by the way. Like, if you go watch his video on the Zany Phoebe calc he just made, holy fucking thunder. Uh, if you go watch his video on the Zany Phoebe calc, he has Zany's S1 at around a 21% increase, and S2, like S0 to S2, is like a 43%, which is like one of, if not the highest, for a main DPS in the game. So I think Cartethia will probably have better sequences because she's a Sentinel Resonator. Could be wrong. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure, Yay Miko. The only thing I know is replacing Arrow Rover with anyone else in that team is going to feel like absolute shit. Because Arrow Rover can convert the Spectro Frazzle that Chakona inflicts on enemies into arrow erosion. And on top of this, he can also give a bit of arrow damage bonus because of the weapon. Like, if you replace Arrow Rover with anyone else, I'm assuming it's not gonna like be or feel too good. Like, stack generation is gonna be faster for Cartethia, plus a little bit of more arrow damage. Maybe SK is fine though, but the thing is, SK is in every fucking team, man. Like, at this point, like, just release another SK already. Yeah, he'll okay. Apparently, he also doubles the allowable stacks, so that's something I didn't know, or something I forgot about. So you can double the amount of stacks. Yeah, SK is such an insanely good pull. Yeah,
all my prey.
I'd love another SK. General, like, healer support characters that can always go third in slot are always valuable. No, the problem with Shorekeeper isn't the buffs, guys. It isn't the buffs. Like, Shorekeeper's buffs overall is better than Arrow Rover, like, noticeably. It's the stack generation. Like, Arrow Rover probably does more damage than Shorekeeper in the first place, but Arrow Rover, like, he doubles the amount of allowable stacks, and he converts Spectral Frazzle into arrow erosion that Chakona inflicts, because Chakona inflicts both. Like, the stack generation is just so much fucking faster that I don't think Shorekeeper will, like, be too good of an alternative. She'll probably be the second best option, but it's not going to be like Spectro Rover and SK only being like a 1 to 2% difference, in my opinion. Like, it'll probably be bigger than that. Like, maybe 5 to 10. Nice, Leo. I feel like most gacha now are making must pull supports. I mean, why do you think they made these dot mechanics and Wuwa out of fucking nowhere? Like, no offense, but like, keep in mind, I think Hoyo is just as fucking greedy with the Remembrance Path. I think the Remembrance Path is like a complete cash grab, but this is the exact same shit. They literally, the sole reason why they added in these dot mechanics was to literally just make hyper specific characters that only work for one of the specific dot mechanics but are super strong over any free to play support options. Phoebe, Chakona, we're probably going to have 4 more for the other 4 dot options. Like, they basically only made this to make signature weapons stronger, signature best in slot supports noticeably stronger. Like, that's the only reason they did it.
Wind against
I mean, probably, yeah, Miko. I know what happened. People just never thought it could. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm trying to get across to people is like, people are watching the most biased CCs slash CC in the entirety of the space and taking every word they say because that's what they want to hear at the end of the day. Like, this is what I realized. People will watch what they want to hear. Obviously, they won't watch someone that says something that they don't want to hear and they don't agree with. So they're just going to keep siding with the person who, sides with their own personal opinions. So there's no point in me making any videos anymore on that shit. Oh yeah, I'm fully aware. Like, you guys need to keep in mind. Okay, here's the funny thing. Go back on my channel if you can, like 8 months ago around there. I have a video when I had Wuwa as my main game, and Wuwa was the main game I made content on. 8 to 9 months ago. Yes, Wuthering Waves power creep exists. From 8 to 9 months ago, from when around Jinchi's release, I released a video with that title, and I was getting shit on in the comments, and people were telling me otherwise. From literally like 1.1. I have been someone who's been saying this since the beginning of Wuwa's release, even though I absolutely love the game. Like, I actually went back yesterday to watch that video, and it was so fucking funny, man. Outside of the fact that my mic used to sound like absolute shit, it's so funny seeing it, man. Yeah, people think I'm trying to like do Wuwa. Like, oh no, it's EOS, guys. Wuwa has power creep. It's no different to Honkai Star Rail. EOS, quit the game, you fucking hypocrites. How dare you? How dare you enjoy the game you like? Fucking quit it right now for shitting on HSR all those years. Like, I'm just saying power creep exists, man. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm gonna keep playing. I want to pull Cartethia. I want to learn how to like get better at this game and shit, so I can make like better content on it. And that's it at the end of the day. Like I said the same thing for HSR when the global passive came out. I said, yeah, this shit is some shit. 100% the game should be criticized for it. But you don't need to quit the game or feel pressured into quitting the game or not pulling for something when you already plan to get something or to continue to play the game previously. Like, if you're just enjoying a game and keep enjoying it, right? Like, at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's a game. I don't think so, Miko. Thanks, Bullets. You left the game a time? Yeah. I played Wuwa on release so fucking much. Like, I no life to Wuwa. It was my favorite gacha game, still is. But I think after one... No. Did Zhengli... Yeah. Okay, so I quit the game in 1.2 because I had a bunch of IRL shit going on and Wuwa wasn't too easy to play on mobile. So I switched to HSR because of how much more convenient it was. And I despise Zhang Liao's event. Like, I purposely didn't do the event because I found it boring as shit and I didn't get Zhang Liao. So I quit the game in 1.2. I came back temporarily on 2.0 for Renacida to give my own opinion on it. And, like, I saw how many polls they were giving and all that. I made a video on Renacida. Keep in mind, glazing Wuwa. Everybody loved my Renacida video where I was glazing Wuwa. And now I've like tried to permanently come back. Like this time around, I'm actually trying to learn the game, get to like UL 60, make content on it and all that shit. And I now is when I'm like kind of permanently back. I don't know how you still on level 53. You're here 8 months. This is a different account. My main account had Jinshi and Jion. This account doesn't have either of them. My main account wasn't all that lucky. This account has been incredibly lucky, which is why I'm using this account instead. This account, I got S2 SK in 15 pulls. I got Zany won the 50-50, got the weapon, and I got Phoebe in 20 pulls and won the 50-50. I won both 50-50s for S2 SK as well. And I have S0 R1 Camellia. S2 and 15, yeah. I got crazy luck with SK's banner when I came back. Oh yeah, Feign on drip marketing. I forgot. I'm gonna have to. I'll probably make a quick video on that, or maybe not. I might just community post it because I'm a bit lazy to be honest. Now, for anyone who is curious about like more calcs on the Zany Phoebe shit, I will wait for if anyone's interested at all, right? I will wait until Cartethia leaks are out so I can talk about Cartethia leaks. I can talk about Chakona, and I can also talk about Zany Phoebe calcs. Because if I don't put leaks into the video, I'm going to get reacted to by this guy again. And it's just so fucking annoying. Like, I'm tired of having to deal with a Feels Crafter who ends up fucking sending his fucking mob against all my videos. Just brainlessly typing whatever the fuck he says. So, I'll put the Zany Phoebe calcs from As an Invasion probably there. I'll shout him out as well in that video. And, yeah. I'll go over everything in that video. you do old content or just chill, I mainly do leak content, and then sometimes just for like my personal stuff, I'll make like a personal polling video on HSR or me clearing endgame or whatever. Uh, Wuwa will probably be the same thing. Wuwa will be me mainly talking about leaks for it and like character performances, giving people advice or tips on like what they should pull on or whatever, what's the best value for their pulls. That's exactly what I do on HSR. A few personal videos here and there, but mostly leaks. Apparently, there's a chance Phenon gets 2 drip markets on him. Do you think they're being so protective of Cartethia leaks because they don't want us to show she's way ahead of Zany? I don't think so. I think they're just scared of the animations getting leaked. I think Cartethia will probably have the best animations in the entirety of the game. So, like, we're not even going to see Kit anything until V1, which I'm not sure when that is because I'm, like, new to the Wuwa leak schedule. But I think they're just keeping the animation leaks under lock because they're probably, like, very, very high tier. True, Draco, true. You just humbled me. What microphone and program do you use for the voice recording? I use NVIDIA Shadow Play. Like, if I'm recording a very long video, which is very rare, I'll use OBS's recording. But usually, I'll just automatically use NVIDIA Shadow Play with a 20-minute clip thingy. And because I almost never yap for 20 minutes or more, I just always use that. As for the microphone, I'm using a headset. I think these are the Corsair HS80 headset. Yeah, I'm using Corsair HS80. That's a nice mic for a headset mic. Yeah, I did my research. Now, I will say, I really wish I got the wireless version. I fucking hate wired headsets. But, yeah, like I did a lot of research. This was just incredible bang for the buck in terms of mic quality. Like, it's so fucking good. Because I was looking for something because I don't have much space on my desk to put like an actual mic. So I was looking for a headset with a very, very good high quality mic. And this one was really good for the price. All right, guys. I'm going to end stream here. Thanks for all of you stopping by. I streamed for a little more than I thought I would. I appreciate all the support recently. I'm still getting more subs. I don't know how, but I absolutely love you all. You've all been amazing. Thanks for stopping by the streams. Good luck with any of your polls.